I was looking at the notes for today's deep dive this morning,
Yeah.
and there was this one phrase in the research that just stopped me cold.
Oh, the empty company concept.
Yeah, the empty company. It's not about the neural networks or the processing speed.
Right.
It's about us.
It's a really haunting image, isn't it?
It really is. It's this idea that you can look at a spreadsheet in 2026
Hmm?
and everything looks perfect. The costs are down.
Efficiency is through the roof.
Exactly, because you've fired the humans and plugged in the AI agents. But then you walk into the building.
Or you log into the Slack channel.
Right, and there is nobody home. The soul has just been automated right out of the building.
The customers feel it. That is the kicker.
Yeah.
The data we're looking at today suggests this massive paradox. Business owners think they are optimizing for profit.
But they're actually optimizing for irrelevance.
Exactly. They are building these incredibly efficient engines that nobody wants to ride in.
Optimizing for irrelevance. That is a heavy concept.
It is.
So, that is our mission today for everyone listening. We aren't talking about apocalypse scenarios.
No hype cycles today.
Right. We are doing a deep dive into the 12 AI traps of 2026.
Basically, a guide on how to stop tripping over our own shoelaces.
Yeah, while trying to sprint into the future.
Exactly. We are going to dissect why automating the wrong things actually breaks a business. Why AI is terrible at strategic decisions, despite what the tech bros say.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get very tactical with the toolbox.
Because if you're using ChatGPT for everything in 2026, you are doing it wrong.
Clearly wrong.
Let's start with that empty company concept.
Okay.
The source material leads with what they call the big cost-saving myth.
Right. Trap one.
And I have to be honest here, as someone who runs a business, I feel this temptation.
Oh, sure.
There is a vulnerability in leadership where you see the line item for salaries.
And then you see the monthly subscription for an AI agent.
Right. And the math is just so seductive.
The math is seductive, but it is incomplete. The source argues that on paper, the AI looks like the perfect employee. It doesn't sleep, it doesn't ask for a raise, it doesn't take lunch breaks.
So the instinct is just to replace the humans.
Right. But the source says this kills the energy of the company.
Now, that sounds a bit vague to me. What does that actually mean in a profit and loss statement?
Think about it this way. Business is fundamentally about the transfer of emotion.
Okay.
You buy from people you trust. You work harder for leaders you respect. Humans read the room.
And a computer doesn't.
Right. A computer doesn't know if a client is hesitant or just busy. A computer creates output, but a human creates connection.
So if you strip that away to save cash,
You lose the mechanism that actually generates the revenue.
you're saving money on the expenses, but capping your upside on the income.
Precisely. You are efficient, but you're dead.
Wow.
And this bleeds right into trap 3, which is customer service. This is where I see the most damage happening right now.
Oh, I completely agree.
Companies see a chatbot and think, great, I never have to deal with a complaint again.
I've been on the receiving end of that. It is infuriating.
It is.
You just want to scream representative into your phone.
It's worse than infuriating. It's just bad strategy. The source calls a complaint a gift.
A gift? That is a very generous way to frame it.
When a customer complains, they are telling you exactly how to fix your product. They are giving you free consulting.
Right.
If a bot deflects that with a generic apology, you lose the data. But more importantly, you miss the emotional opportunity.
The torn shirt analogy from the notes.
Yes, the torn shirt analogy nails this.
Walk me through that.
So imagine you buy a shirt online, it arrives, and it's torn.
You're annoyed.
Very annoyed. You go to the chat support. If a bot handled that, what does it do?
It scans your text for the word damage.
Exactly. And it pastes a link to the return policy.
It follows the rules.
It follows the rules, but it fails the human. It is cold. It feels bureaucratic. Now imagine a human handles it. They see the picture and say, oh no, I am so sorry that happened.
They validate the frustration.
Right. They say, that looks awful. Tell you what, I'm sending a replacement overnight and I'm throwing in a discount code.
And suddenly I am not angry.
No.
I am actually a bigger fan than I was before the shirt tore.
Exactly. You converted a failure into loyalty. A bot cannot do that because a bot doesn't feel empathy.
That makes sense.
The rule of thumb the source gives here is super useful. Use bots for facts.
Like opening hours or tracking numbers.
Right. And use humans for feelings.
Facts versus feelings. That seems like the dividing line for job security in 2026.
Absolutely.
But there is a flip side to this. We talk about leaders wanting to replace people. But the source also mentions the fear coming from the employees.
Huh?
Trap 10 touches on this IT silo mentality.
Oh, yeah. The secret weapon problem.
Right.
Often, companies treat AI as this high-tech thing that only the engineering team or the IT guys are allowed to touch.
Which makes everyone else feel like they are outdated. It creates a class system.
It does. If you work in sales or HR and you see the engineers playing with these powerful tools,
We start to think, wait, is that thing going to take my job?
and that fear rots the culture. People start hiding information. They stop collaborating.
So how do you break that silo? You can't just force people to use technology they're afraid of.
The source suggests something surprisingly low-tech, the Friday pizza party.
Please tell me it is more than just free food.
It's about the environment.
Yeah.
You don't do a seminar. You don't do a mandatory training module.
Right.
You get the team together, order pizza, and say, hey, let's look at this one simple trick together. Maybe it's taking a rude email and asking the AI to rewrite it to be polite. Everyone tries it. They laugh about the results.
So gamify it.
Exactly. You take the scary monster and turn it into a toy.
You take the sci-fi out of it and make it a utility.
Yes.
So if the goal isn't replacement, but safety, what is the core psychological shift a leader needs to make?
Explicitly tell your team the tool helps them. It does not replace them.
I like that. Let's move to the actual mechanics of work.
Okay.
Because Trap 2 is automating everything. And I think this is where the efficiency mindset really backfires.
This is definitely for the speed junkies. The source drops a hard truth here.
Yeah.
Speeding up a bad process just means you fail faster.
Wow. Speeding up a bad process means you fail faster. That is profound.
It is.
We often equate velocity with progress. If I am moving fast, I must be winning.
But if you are running in the wrong direction, velocity is your enemy.
Right.
The example they give is email outreach. Let's say you write a boring, ineffective sales email.
Okay.
In the old days, you would send 10 of them, get no replies, and realize you need to rewrite it.
The feedback loop was slow, but it was safe.
Exactly. Now you use an AI agent to scrape 1,000 leads,
Well,
and you fire off that boring email to all of them in 3 minutes?
you haven't scaled your success.
No. You have just annoyed 1,000 people instantly. You have burned your market.
So the advice is actually counterintuitive. It's do things that don't scale first.
Manual first. Always.
Yeah.
Write 10 personal emails. See if anyone replies.
And once you have the words that work, then you automate.
Exactly.
This reminds me of the bakery story from Trap 5.
Oh, that's a great...
It really resonated with me because it highlights the difference between building tools and building a business.
It's the archetype of the engineer founder.
Right. So this guy wants to start a bakery.
But instead of buying flour, he spends 3 months coding a complex AI system.
A system to predict bread sales based on local weather patterns.
And foot traffic data.
Right. He is building a prediction engine for a product that doesn't exist.
0 bread. He hasn't baked a single loaf.
And what happens?
When he finally opens, it turns out people in that neighborhood didn't even want bread.
They wanted chocolate chip cookies.
Exactly. His system was totally useless.
Start with flour and water.
Bakes the bread. Sell it on the street. Use technology to grow, not to learn the basics.
We see this with what the source calls shiny object syndrome.
Oh, we are all guilty of this.
We see a cool video of a new tool, and we invent a problem just so we can use it.
Right. But the source suggests using a mental model called the theory of constraints.
The bottleneck theory.
Yes. Imagine your work is water flowing through a pipe.
Okay.
There's always one spot where the pipe is narrowest. That is the block. If you are great at shooting video, but it takes you 4 hours to write a title.
The title is the block.
Right. So buying a faster camera doesn't help.
It does nothing. It just piles up more video footage that you can't title.
Exactly. You need a tool specifically for titles.
So it seems like the trap is putting the tool before the problem. How do we discipline ourselves?
Identify the bottleneck first, the one thing taking your time, then solve only that.
We are going to take a quick break for our sponsors, but when we come back, we are going to get into the limits of machine intelligence.
Sounds good.
And we are back. Segment 3, traps 4, 7, and 8.
This is the philosophical part.
It is. It really challenges the way we view intelligence itself.
You have to be honest about what the machine actually is.
Right.
Now, it is amazing that these models can read 1,000 pages in a minute.
Whoa. Imagine scaling to 1 billion queries. It's incredible.
I definitely don't want to downplay that.
Yeah.
But the source defines AI simply as a guessing machine.
A guessing machine.
It is just predicting the next word.
It's basically autocorrect on steroids.
On massive steroids, yes. But because its goal is to predict the most likely next word, it wants to please you.
And this leads to trap 4, hallucinations.
Right. We hear this term a lot.
I think people misunderstand why it happens, though.
It happens because the model prioritizes completion over accuracy. Let's define it simply. Hallucination is when the computer dreams up fake facts to please you.
Right. Like if you ask it, how many cars did we sell last month?
And it doesn't have access to your database.
It might just say 500.
Because 500 sounds like a plausible number for a car dealership.
It sounds like a good sentence.
It's not lying in the human sense. It's filling in the blank.
Which is terrifying if you are reporting to a bank.
You have to verify everything.
This leads to the bigger issue of decision-making. Trap 7. I see leaders who want the AI to make the big strategic calls.
Oh, yeah. Should we expand to Europe?
Right. Should I hire this VP?
And that is a fatal error. Because remember, the AI is trained on the past.
All of its data is historical.
When you ask it for a decision, it gives you the average of what has worked before.
It creates a regression to the mean.
Exactly. Regression to the mean.
Let's unpack that. So it pushes you toward mediocrity.
It pushes you toward the average. Think about it. If you ask it to write a pop song, it will write a song that sounds like every top song.
Because it's trained on all of them.
Right. But big business success, the outliers, usually come from weird, brave, counterintuitive ideas.
And data cannot predict those.
If you listen to the AI, you will build a business that looks exactly like everyone else's.
You will build a perfectly average business.
The source uses a beautiful analogy here about creativity.
Yeah.
A human can watch a bird fly and get an idea for an airplane part. We connect unrelated things.
But an AI just looks at a database of old airplane parts.
Exactly. It mixes old ideas. It doesn't create new futures.
And that links to trap 6, chasing the news.
The hype cycle.
With how fast this stuff moves, there is a lot of anxiety. Oh, a new model dropped today. I need to change my whole strategy.
It is exhausting. The
Yeah.
source says to just ignore it.
Focus on what doesn't change.
Jeff Bezos famously said this: customers will always want cheap prices and fast shipping.
No new AI model changes that.
Build your business around those constants, not the daily software updates.
If the machine effectively regresses to the mean, what is the human's specific role in the final decision?
Humans must use gut feeling and personal risk tolerance to make the final call.
Let's get practical. Segment 4 is the tactical toolkit.
Yes. Trap 12. The one tool mistake.
We want one app to rule them all.
The all-in-one. We like simplicity.
You do.
But in 2026, specialization is the reality. You wouldn't use a hammer to cut wood.
But people use ChatGPT for everything.
They really do. So let's break down the 2026 toolbox as the source describes it.
We have 3 main players: Claude, Gemini, and ChatGPT.
Right, let's start with Claude.
Okay.
Think of Claude as your thoughtful writer or your analyst. The source describes its voice as natural, softer.
It has a massive context window, too.
Right, meaning you can feed it huge documents.
So if I need to summarize a 50-page contract...
Or write a sensitive email to a client, you use Claude.
Next is Gemini?
Gemini is your connection to the live internet. It's Google.
So this is for facts.
Checking the weather, looking up stock prices, verifying news events.
Because if you ask ChatGPT for today's news, it might hallucinate.
Exactly. Gemini is grounded in the live web.
And then the classic, ChatGPT, what is its lane now?
Logic, reasoning, coding, structure.
Okay.
If you need to break down a complex problem into steps or write a Python script, ChatGPT is the sharpest tool in the shed.
So it's a woodworker's bench.
I like that. Claude is the sander, getting things smooth. Gemini is the tape measure, getting facts straight. And ChatGPT is the saw, cutting through the logic.
Perfect analogy. If you try to use the logic bot to write a feeling email, it sounds robotic.
And if you use the creative bot to check facts, it lies to you.
You have to pick the right tool.
Trap 9 warns us about how we talk to these tools, too. The more data myth.
We tend to think if we paste a whole book into the chat, the answer will be smarter.
Right, here is everything I know. Fix my life.
It's like asking for directions and getting 50 maps at once.
You just get confused.
And the computer gets confused too. The advice is a clean desk policy.
Keep prompts short.
1 page of notes equals 1 summary. If you want a clear output, you must provide a clear input.
So specialization is key. What is the immediate action step regarding these different tools?
Make a folder linking all 3 and pick the right one for the job.
As we wrap up this deep dive, let's synthesize this. We have covered 12 traps today.
From the empty company to the one-tool mistake. But the overarching theme here seems to be about confidence. Confidence in our own humanity.
That is the big idea. The narrative has been man versus machine.
But the research shows it's actually man plus machine.
The real winners in 2026 aren't the ones who automated everything into oblivion.
They are the ones who mixed human skills like empathy and bravery with machine speed.
Technology should be used to grow, not to learn. You have to learn the business manually first.
So for everyone listening, what is the move for tomorrow morning? We don't want to overwhelm them.
Pick one thing. Don't try to fix all 12 traps at once.
Maybe tomorrow you stop using the bot for customer complaints.
Or maybe you just organize your toolbar with the 3 different AIs. Just start with one thing.
I love that. The source ends with a provocative thought that I want to leave you with.
Yeah.
It mentions that a machine can never understand the soul of an idea. It leads me to ask you, the listener, which parts of your work require a soul, and are you accidentally trying to automate them?
That is the question.
Something to think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Take care, everyone.